Good
Hey
to go.
Ben,
Hey Luke, how are we doing?
I'm really good. Thank you for joining me today. Um, I'd love to ask you first of all. So, how would you say that your life has changed since being a part of this group for a year, including the trip that we've just been on?
The way it's changed my life is that I have a group of guys that I can share anything with, and I just know that they listen to me. They hear me, they understand me, they feel the same sort of challenges. And whenever I've got any struggle or challenge or something I'm going through whilst I'm building my business, I can go and just write in this group or share a voice note or watch it or put a video up. And there are nine guys, or likely half of them will share something back, not to pacify me, but to challenge me or to really give me a different perspective. And it's been life changing.
Awesome. What particular changes have you noticed since our transformational Brotherhood adventure, as I call it, in Slovenia? Because that was
Yeah,
one of the big highlights of the year, really.
I came back from that and I launched a new product in my business, and it's it's literally changed my business. I've come back more in my, I would say, my sovereign energy. I'm leading. I'm more authoritative with my clients. I'm more of a king at home. My wife has actually been saying how much of a king I am, and it sounds really, we've been listening to this, it might sound a bit strange, but coming from a place where I've been in the past, where I've been permission seeking or indecisive or uncertain, there is almost a, it's not even almost, there is a definite distinction between when I, before I went and when I've come back. I feel that change, and I definitely attribute it to being around like-minded men for 10 days doing, for sorry, 10 days, for 7 days doing really deep work. And yeah, it's the thing that I when I was on my own trying to work out how to make that shift, I couldn't work it out. But having come away from being away with the guys, I'm like, oh, that's all I needed. I just needed to be around good quality men for a decent amount of time to reinvigorate my masculine, if you wish.
Awesome, thank you. And we share every week about work, energy, and love. And you've talked a little bit about how it's impacted your work in terms of like being have the confidence to create a whole new product, which is I'm right to believe the biggest product you've ever created in terms of financially. And tell me about how it's impacted the other areas of your life to have that group of guys around your work and sorry, your energy and your love as well.
Just cut out a little bit there, Luke. I'm
Not
still
sure what
here. I'm
happened
just,
there.
yeah, it's yours. You've cut out.
Ah, my Elon Starlink, come on. My question was, how has the group affected the other areas of your life that we focus on? So your energy and your love, as well as the work element.
Yeah, I think uh sorry, just which specific area do you want me to focus on?
So energy and love.
Okay, so I think the group has helped me really. So the group has helped me massively with my energy, because the things that would weigh on me and actually make me feel de-energized, like, when you've got a problem or a challenge and you can't solve it on your own, you start to feel almost like spiritually drained, where I'd ruminate on something in my head, it would affect my mood. That would often be the biggest weight on my energy. But instead of having something weigh on me for a, days, weeks, or even a month, I can share it in a group and it's quickly dealt with. And I think that's what I've largely used the group for, is that as soon as I have a challenge, I can go, I can share, and it's dealt with within the hour. Or there's been a significant shift in how I'm seeing the problem in within an hour. So my energy is, I have great energy, But what I feel like I can do is I can sustain it way, way higher for way longer. And I think for me in business, in my relationship, that's way more important than when I've had it in the past where I've had a problem weigh on me and I've troughed for days, weeks, or sometimes even months. So I'm moving towards my challenges much, much faster and gaining momentum. And that is so, so valuable for me.
Amazing. And how does it feel to, I know that you're a leader in your business and your life, but when you're in the group, you're one of the men. And how does that feel not to have to lead all the time?
Yeah, I think what is beautiful about the group is that there is a group of leaders who will hold the leadership position in different areas. They will hold you to account, they will challenge you, they will support you. And it's okay to be a little bit vulnerable and open about something that you're struggling with, knowing that you've got a group of men with the capacity to call you up, not not call you out, not make you feel bad for not having all your shit together. It's actually someone who can say, listen, I can see that that's a real challenge for you. Let me help you. And I think that's really important, especially like I find that when I take a leadership challenge to my wife, it sometimes it puts me in a position which I don't enjoy. I feel I'm indecisive. She picks up on that. I don't really have people in. I live in a I call a fridge in the desert in Dubai. So, but I have these. I don't have the people I can talk to about my leadership challenges and indecisions. But when I take that to the group of men, they have that capacity and that ability to hold me to just a standard that I wouldn't be able to do on my own. And that's really nice. I think that's really helpful. The other side to that is that these guys have done a lot of personal work, and because of the nature of the group and who you attract, Luke, it's people that have got depth and capacity and they've got similar values to me. So if I share a relationship challenge, it's not met with um, low level advice. It's met with real depth and challenge, and that I actually really need.
Nice. And tell me about the best part of our adventure away for you, if you could pick one or two moments and what they've done for your life.
So I believe that the most powerful thing you can do with a group of men is go super deep and learn about your edge, like find your edge. And there were loads of experiences during the week away where we dealt with altered states, we dealt with adrenaline, we dealt with challenge. And what was really nice was that it wasn't one specific thing. It was the way that you architected it all to come together for a huge breakthrough at the end. And the end wasn't the end of the trip. It was when I got home, I was a different guy. And I think that's the skill, is like you didn't just go, oh, we're going to go rafting, we're going to go canyoning, we're going to go do holotropic breath work, we're going to do all these things that we did. Is the way that you really thought about the trip and you architected it, that it was just enough that it really pushed us, but not too much that we felt like we had no time whatsoever. There was still space to have really deep conversations. So that was like, to put my finger and say that was the best bit would be doing a disservice to the trip. What I think was really beautiful at the end of the week is just sitting around with a group of guys and then just really calling you out, up, and through the problems that you've been experiencing, and just coming home a different man. Like even someone I just even topped it up the other day. My personal development bill is enormous. I've done so much personal development. I don't think I've ever come back from an event and felt so different without feeling overloaded and overwhelmed. And like, so if you've been to a personal development event, you may have done 1 or 2 or 3 days, or maybe even a week. You get back on Monday, you're like, oh, where do I even start? What I felt like, I felt so clear, I felt so concise and so confident I was doing exactly the right things. And that was all created through being away on your trip, Luke.
Amazing. It was a lot of love. There is a lot of love in our group. A lot of, and if I reflect on the groups that I've been in, I don't think I've ever felt so much love in a group before. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I think men do really well from challenge, and the way that we challenge each other in a group is like a really loving, like, listen, buddy, I really care about you, so I'm going to see the best in you. I'm going to tell you about it. I can see that you're dealing with something that's really hard. I'm here for you. And that is so rare. But I think that a lot of that comes from you, Luke. Like I shared with you this the other day. Your superpower is being like you show up like that. So it makes it so much easier to be like that as a man. And guys don't get that a lot. And they may never have had it. And what you do so well is that you lead the way with that, which opens the gates for other people to go, do you know what? I'm actually going to show up in a different way to perhaps how I might have done in my past. And even for me, like I'm a very loving guy, but you really set a precedent for that. And I think that's what your magic is as well.
Thank you. I think if you know that that guy loves you and they're saying something hard to you, you're going to listen because you know it comes from that place of wanting you to be the best that you can be. And that's my life mission, is to help groups of guys be the best they can be. And it takes a lot to get that kind of safety and that kind of bond. But what would you say about the sort of the structure of the group and the way it works to create that in a different way? Because our group it's pretty different to the other groups in that we actually, the idea was to make everyone a leader in the group. So we rotate the facilitation. How do you think that contributes to the efficacy of the group?
Incredible. Nothing like I've ever seen before. Nothing else out there is doing this. Like that is something that's so unique in the marketplace. I've never been in groups like this before where it's all created. And what was really nice, it wasn't from information, it was from insight and wisdom. So I think there are so many people and programs out there that are all driven by information, more information, more information. And we don't need more information. We need more insight and wisdom. And what was really nice is that every single man actually came to the group every single week and created something from an experience or a challenge and they were currently going through. So what it ended up being is not only did that person get to really, really sort their thinking out, even in sharing with the group, it was super valuable for all the other members. And I've learned more from the other men's wisdom than I have ever from a textbook. It just had a different texture. And for somebody who spends 99% of the time reading and listening to podcasts and reading books, it was, for me, it was really, really refreshing. And the other half of that was that like you said, it created leaders. I watched guys who've never done those kind of things before show up in such a powerful way and share some really, really powerful stuff that they've been delving into. So it really puts the pressure on you to show up as a leader. And so if you're looking to be more of a leader, I couldn't advocate for it highly enough.
We've talked about this idea that perhaps men don't need to be taught specific rules about how to be a man. Maybe if they're around a group of great men, we learn through the brotherhood itself. I feel like we learn from each other. We want to be the best we can be for each other. And I'm really, and the evidence is there, isn't it? I haven't been teaching how to be a man. We've just been men together. And I think that's a difference in the groups I've been in.
Yeah, I think a big part of the way I've created my thinking with a group is like, what can I give?
Yeah.
Like, what can I give to this group? What can I give to these other guys? And that's when you've got a group of guys who play out like that, like I'm going to play all out, I'm going to show up for you. So when you give to the group, you get that back 10x. Like there's nine other guys coming back and supporting you. And I think what you're very good at doing and what you've shared about what you're creating is finding men who want to be like that, who want to be around men who will really not just take or try and get from this kind of group, but really give it lots of value. So yeah, that's been transformational. It's not transactional. It's not just like I go to this group where I learn something. It's like I've got 9 other people advocating for me to win. And that's been so helpful for me.
It must be good because all 10 of the guys are in for year 2. And everyone said forever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, actually, there's something you sent me about 6 years ago. It was an article where it was a group of men had been in a men's group for X amount of years, and just having that
20
level
years,
of
I think. Yeah.
20 years, yeah, yeah. So yeah, and I remember, and I think that was the like imagine having a group of men who advocated for you, pushed you, challenged you, supported you, who knew you that deep. Like imagine having that in your life, and some guys will never have that, and this is the opportunity to have that for so many. So yeah, this is why I'm so excited about what you're building.
Yeah, we're all going to struggle with things in our life. We're going to lose our parents. We're going to lose other people, God forbid. We're going to, maybe we'll get divorced. Maybe we'll get remarried. Maybe we'll have children. Like, to be able to celebrate that and suffer that with people that you know absolutely have your back, is just a thing that a lot of people do not have, and something that I'm creating for people, for men. And, we're the kind of guys that if we've got a problem, I mean, we've had guys that have had really serious problems in this year. And I've picked up the phone and said, if you want me there tomorrow, I'll get on a plane. And I would. And that's an amazing feeling. Like, obviously, that I have one of the reasons that I wanted to get into these groups in the first place is that I had friends like that would help me, but because they weren't business owners, and because we didn't have a regular structure around meeting, I've just felt alone with a lot of my challenges and wins. I wanted to celebrate wins with people, and I didn't really have anyone that got it, that I could do that. And that's what I found in men's groups. And I'm just so excited about building the next one.
Yeah, I think you mentioned something really important there. Is like actually I've had places in the past where I've had something major happen in my life that's so powerful, like made a load of money or some breakthrough in my business, and not wanting to share that because I don't want to make people
Yeah.
feel less than. And actually, even this morning, so like this morning, we have like it's Monday when we're recording this, and I had a massive breakthrough, which was off the back of being on the trip. It was like second breakthrough in a week, and couldn't wait to go and share it with a group. And that was so nice to know that I'd share it and I'd have a load of guys saying, I'm really, really grateful that well done. And yeah, it's life changing. That is life changing having
If you
having
imagine,
the do that.
yeah, if you'd imagine sharing what, I think it was one of your biggest financial pitches that you've ever made. And imagine sort of sharing that with your mate or your wife or your mum. It's not the same, and you probably wouldn't.
Yeah, yeah. I think yeah, it's just having those, and also knowing that it inspires the guys around me to do the same. It's like a rising tide floats all boats, and that's how I feel like on every level, and I have done for a long time this year, is that when the group has improved, like when we've had wins, it's like guys have gone, yeah, do you know what? I need to up my game here. So it's a, and I think for a lot of guys, this could be like an insurance policy. It makes their highs higher, but their lows higher, and that's what it's felt like
Mm,
for me.
yeah,
You know,
that's a great way
I
of putting it.
and I think that's like the strongest thing for me is that I know I can stretch higher with the risk, knowing that if I get knocked down, I ain't gonna fall back down to where I've been in the past. When I was alone, when I had a divorce, business breakdown, that was so tough to deal
Mm,
with. But having that group of men around me to just be able to air my thoughts, be heard, be seen, even when we're in totally different continents. Like I'm in Dubai, a lot of the guys are in the UK or Portugal, and it means I just don't go as low. And that for me is so important. It's like that's probably the biggest thing I'm getting from the experience.
amazing. Oh, it's been amazing to be a part of your transformational journey. It's I'm inspired by you. You're inspired by others in the group, and it's been absolutely incredible to be part of your journey as well. Just to see you as you rise.
Thank you, Luke. No, and what you've created is literally life changing and world class. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Ben.
There you go, mate.
Oh, thank you so much, mate. That was awesome. I reckon